Hey, what's up? Aren't you calling someone else that? Really? My heart. Why did I type LOL? Typed in LOL into my script, of course. I am not. Really? Well, I'm glad you liked it. Well, that's good. That's really good. I'm glad people like that. I do have another one that I filmed. I haven't worked on it yet, but I can show. Yeah, okay. I won't show. So this is all I can show. Whatever you can see right here. That is all I can show. I won't say what I thought of it. God damn, what kind of noodles we talking about? Well, some goddamn noodles. I haven't had ramen in a while. Yes! Best kind of payment I can get besides pizza. Nothing wrong with that. I've been liking the, I don't know what the brand is called, but I think it's just hot and spicy or whatever. They're in the bowls. That's usually at like the dollar store or Walmart. Even some of the supermarkets around here carry them, but they have, it's really spicy, like it's a black container and it has pork. Oh, it's so goddamn good. Definitely hot, but it's really good. Oh, okay. Alright, I know what you're talking about. There was two? Oh, okay, for Japanese. Okay. Yeah, I still don't know why the fuck they changed the voice cast. I still don't know. Alright, that's all good. Glad you guys like the Oreo video. Actually, I'm also probably going to be uploading that to this channel because it feels like the Axe channel doesn't really have much of a draw. Probably because I take almost a year off every time I put a new one up. So I'm probably going to upload them all to this channel, or like my YouTube channel for Where Did Eric Go instead of What Did Eric Review. And just kind of have it as its own side thing that I do on this channel. So, yeah. But, okay, bye-bye. TJ's my homeboy and made Frank the man we know and love today. Jazz Patrick did his best to recapture the luster that is Frank West, but misses the mark slightly. Is this the one from... I don't mind the music from Cry of Fear, but some of it's just constantly repetitive. Can't turn that off. Hey, look. Like, I'm a huge Dino Crisis person. That was the first of the survival horror games that I played before Resident Evil. And I said, oh, I guess they made a zombie game at one point. That's kind of cool. I like the Dino Crisis series. I wonder what Resident Evil has. Wow, that's more expansive. But yeah, we're getting some Dino Crisis love. A little bit. They announced the digital version going to store. That's cool. And maybe that'll show more interest if people buy it. Even though you don't really need to buy it, just find the emulator or your old PlayStation 1 disc. They're not that expensive. But yeah, I'd be down for a remaster of Dino Crisis. Or if they flat out want to remake it, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with it. If they make it kind of campy, how it was. Like, it was very... it's not straight horror. I would say more of kind of like a Hollywood attempt at trying to make something scary, but still action-packed. That's what I consider Dino Crisis. And then with Dino Crisis 2, they went full-blown Hollywood action movie. No scares. Like, it was not trying to be scary whatsoever. Like, they just throw so many dinosaurs at you. But Dino Crisis 2 has a place in my heart because I think that's the one I played the most. And Dino Crisis 1 was just fun. I really like Dino Crisis 1. I'll probably play it next month. I wouldn't mind doing that again. I have a couple games in mind for October. And I keep a list on here. If people have ideas, I can put them on here. Some of the ones I was thinking were maybe playing Condemned again, because I love Condemned. Control is an idea. Dusk I've never played. Lost in Vivo I stopped because I was too scared. I was trying to play it off stream. I feel more comfortable playing it on stream and people talking to me because I don't like being alone with that game. Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose, I want to play those. Hollow Body I have to finish. Obscure I wouldn't mind playing. And Doom 3. Doom 3 was actually interesting from what I played of it so far. I didn't finish it. what I've played. What ones did I like from the new cast? Otis was fine. I liked Otis. I'll do it. Otis. I think Carlito was fine. Did I spell that right? It's really all the ones that I liked. I didn't like Cliff because of what they did to him. That's his name, Ben? Okay. Yeah, he was cool. I love seeing when they cast like young actors to do like an old lady. That's always the best. That's funny. Benut. I think that's good enough. I don't have to go into like too much more. Let me read this one more time. TJ, my homeboy, made Frank the man we know and love today. Jazz Patrick did the best to recapture the luster that is Frank West, but misses the mark slightly. I want to say the majority of the women's cast did a fantastic job, but the men's cast left a lot to be desired. Besides a couple standouts like Otis, Paul, and surprisingly, Brock. I did not like Brad's performance, but to be fair, it could totally be the direction to blame. The way they recorded the new voiceovers was just by watching the OG and doing their take. But a lack of direction can make or break a game's foundation. Yeah, like, I'm not trying to knock these voice people at all. It's just, like, well, one, I want to be a voice actor, so I think attacking other people and saying their acting was bad is not the way to go, because that's not exactly what the problem was here. It was just because, like, how I typed it in here. While I was watching this one streamer that I like, Neocranium, one of the voice actors from the remaster came in and said, hey, we're glad you're liking the game. And it was right around the part where he fought his psychopath, which was Paul. His performance was fantastic. It was great. Like, you felt the character, and it's like, okay, this is good. The animation was fantastic. It felt like they only cared about, like, a certain couple, like, a certain handful of characters to get, like, a very good redesign. Other ones just kind of felt lackluster. And the voice acting as well. It's just... He described it as they were just watching the screen and just trying to match the mouths as good as possible, and then I guess the remodeling of the faces would do it. But you could easily tell when you did the Larry fight trying to go after Carlito. When Larry dies, his mouth movements do not match what the voice is trying to do. So I think they tried doing their own take on it, but it just wasn't fitting the mocap. So again, it's all on direction. It doesn't mean that the actors are bad. They are not bad. It just loses the aura and personality that the original game had. Because I don't know how to put it. Overwall.
Wilt thou attend to that beloved? Truths and lies, life, death. A game of turning white to black, and black to white.
Censorship is going to be like its own thing, and we'll get to that. was the cult leader? Is that Martin? Sean. What other characters? Kent was fine. Kent reminds me of the Shermanator from American Pie. Yeah, really, all the other designs are actually okay. They're really not that bad. I get, like, Jessica's face was okay, but it still looked a little... Something about the eyebrows fucking bugged me. It almost looked like they weren't on the eyebrow. It looked like they were hanging just below, but I think it was just a weird visual illusion in my eyes. I guess the engine. So with new versions of a game will come a new engine, and Capcom really likes showing off their RE engine's capabilities. However, even with nice models, textures, gameplay systems, some of the finer details can be noticed. Always one of my favorites. Alright, so the video's up to about 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Not including if I do stuff on camera, because I'm thinking of doing stuff on camera for this, but for now I'm just going to record everything as a voiceover, and then if I want to do it on camera, I'll do it, because I really need to abuse my camera. I filmed 2 live shows recently and had a blast. It's just I need a stabilizer for my camera. But if it's just me, I'm just going to use a tripod. And I'm also up for game ideas as well. If someone watching wants to watch a game like that I don't have on my list, just let me know, because I'll put them down, because I'm always down for ideas. And if it's a game I don't want to play, Pay me to play it. That's how I do it. Like, if someone wants me to play Silent Hill 4 or Homecoming again, I am not playing those willingly. I will get paid for that. I'm still getting attacked by Silent Hill fans for saying I did not like 4. And now there's people defending Homecoming, and I'm like, why? It wasn't good. And they say, oh, well, it was one of the better ones of the not Team Silent. I said it was still bad. It could have been something else. They just tried piggybacking off of Silent Hill 2's premise and then trying to make it modern with a combat system, and it just didn't work. And I'm not saying combat in the first 4 games were good. They were never good. They were passable, but it's whatever. I've been very negative lately, and it seems like that, but it's just, I'm passionate about these games, and it breaks my heart when other people that are passionate about the games don't take your criticisms and just say I'm being a dickhead about it. I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't have fun playing your favorite game. Other people have played games that I absolutely adore and love and said they fucking hated them with a passion. I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to tell them, try it again. That's usually the thing I get. Oh, you just need to play it again. No, I'm not playing it again. I hated it. And then I watched someone else play through Silent Hill 4. He had all the same reactions I did in almost the same exact spots. First half of the game, this is weird. This is interesting. It kind of seems neat that they tried something new. Second half of the game becomes a escort mission, and you go through all the same levels again. Double time. No. So, if it's your favorite game, I'm happy for you. It is not mine. Stuff in all caps is just so I know, as a mental note, emphasize that. People are dealing with the hurricane or category storm, whatever's going on down in Florida. And this guy's like, this is like my first time dealing with this stuff. Sorry, I gotta type something. Sorry, is this still? It is. There we go. I'll never skip this if I do something that's wrong with me. So he's sitting with his partner, and they see a light coming through their window. So he goes over to the window, and it's a little kid on his bike, And apparently they're having like a Category 4 storm right now down in Florida. And he looks out the window. He says, "Is everything okay?" He says, "Oh, yeah, I'm just riding around. I saw a gator in the road, and I flashed a light at him, and he got scared and ran in the drainage ditch. I'm just letting you know that there's a gator out here." And now he's scared to open his garage. Like, yeah, that's one of the negatives with wanting to be in Florida. I never want to live in Florida. I slightly dread wanting to go down in December, but I'm going to visit family, and that's the only reason I'm going down there. I do not like Florida. Yeah, sometimes the food's good, but at the same time, they also have, like, no pizza places there that are good. Not like East Coast. We have the best pizza in the country. I don't care what anyone says. Like, Northeast, or I don't even want to say Northeast U.S. I want to say East Coast, right around Philly, Jersey, New York, has some of the best pizza. All the best pizza I've had, Jersey. Up here, there's a pizza place that's near us now. They just opened a couple, I think it was like earlier this year, if not late last year. They have some of the best pizza I've tasted up here. And then I went up towards, I think it was towards like Wilkes-Barre or Scranton. Because I'm in northeastern PA up in the mountains, so I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's a place that's up in Wilkes-Barre, or Wilkes-Barre, excuse me. Is it there? I'm trying to remember where it's at. There's one that's in the Wilkes-Barre area that's really good, but the way that they do it, it's Sicilian, like the square pie, but they cut them into like really thin pieces on the pie and ask how many cuts you want in the box, and I was just dumbfounded. But the way it was cooked, it was crispy, it was thin, very fucking tasty, and I brought it home to my parents just to try. They had already eaten dinner. I go to the bathroom, I come out, and they had like 4 slices each. I'm like, holy shit. But it was really good. And then there's another place on the opposite side, so I think more past Scranton going towards other, like Carbondale. Another great pizza place. Great pizza. Really, really good. So we're starting to find the good places over here. Once I left Jersey, that was the hardest thing, was not being able to find good pizza. I probably spelled that wrong. I think I spelled that right. I think I did. Probably not. I want to look. Necessary. Necessary. Fuck. An extra C.
The world is teeming with unnecessary people.
Hey, look at that timing.
It's
That's pretty
God's
funny.
decision to act. As a knight of honor, as a protector of the seal, I sacrifice myself to the blood of criminals.
Still get used to this keyboard, even though I'm like used to it. I don't type as much as I really should lately, besides my job. But again, that's short little script. It's not a whole fucking. How many pages am I up to now? 8. This is the 8th page of this script, which is pretty good for me because I usually don't have that long of a script. I usually start an intro, maybe write an outro, and then everything in the middle is just completely on the spot. Like my Resident Evil video that I did last year? Yeah, I think it was last year. Yeah, because it was, I think, around this time when I released it, because Ada's thing came out, and then I released it right after that. That video is an hour and like 20 minutes. I wrote an intro, and then just ad-libbed the rest of the video, and then did the review. I think that was also ad-libbed. So this is the first time I'm like completely scripting one of these videos, and I think the main reason is because I'm not really going to put the entire game, because last week I released a Dead Rising game video. Yeah, Dead Rising video that had the entire game where I talk about the game. So there's no need to do it again, not the same video twice in a row, and I make a joke about that in the beginning. The entire video starts exactly how the other video starts. And then I call it out and say, oh wait, no, I already did this. Let's do something different. So, let's keep going with this so I don't lose track. Where's this from? Little Nightmares. I still have to play the second one, and the third one's coming out soon. Oh, the easiness. Yeah, that's... Oh, I still have to talk about censorship. There's still other things. Yeah, I like Larry's redesign being a fucking brick shithouse. It's so fucking fun. Like, I was like, whoa, he's fucking huge. Like, he was big in the OG, but God, he was just fat in the OG. Now he's just fucking massive. There's part of me that wants to attempt Cry of Fear again, but I just don't like the jump scares. It's frustrating. Was there anything else? What else did they censor? Did they censor anything else in the remaster? I can't remember. Let me look it up. Viet Cong and filthy communists. Yeah. You don't want to get pee-pee from erotica photos. No, that's a photo. That's actually Brad. Fishnets were covered up. I didn't know that. That's still ridiculous. I got up to 44. Minutes. That's kind of what I wanted this one to be. I didn't want it to be too long because it's not like a full-blown review or just my thoughts. I'm not going to give it a number thing. I'm just going to say, hey, well, if you've never played Dead Rising and you're looking to get into a more modernized version, maybe wait for it to be on sale. But if you want to try Dead Rising in general, because there's only some changes from the original's always on sale. Let me see how much it is. The original's $10. $10 will get you the almost same experience. Clean up! Register 6! Oh, and if you never played the Resident Evil 4 remake, that is $30 right now. It's only $10 off, but I mean, it's $30. I'll give you a holy body. Maybe I'll record some voiceovers while I'm here. I'll do two separate ones. I'll do the good and then I'll do the bad. There's a lot of complaints. Half the video is going to be complaints. But again, like, look, it's how I feel. Yeah, let me start recording and then let me finish the ending. version of the game, especially if it's your first time trying it. Wait until it's on sale. This sounds familiar. Yeah. Easily one of the most superior save room themes from Resident Evil. And it's in one of the games that most people fucking hate, and I like a lot. Code Veronica. And I'll say right now, I'm more passionate about Resident Evil than Silent Hill. So that could be why I judge Silent Hill more harshly. But again, as someone else said, Silent Hill gets horror correct. Resident Evil gets combat correct. So, to an extent. Someone else could see. That's a good solidifying end. Okay. Dead Space. Dead Space is another game that's... I was too scared to play Dead Space the first time I played it. When it first came out, I actually had to put it down and walk away because I was so fucking scared. But again, I think that was one of the first instances of jump scares in games. So it completely took me by surprise. Okay, this feels like a good script. It's about 9 minutes long. So let's start with voiceovers. This should be fun. I'll do it on stream so you can hear me mess up and fuck up the whole time. I don't think it'll mess up with the streaming software. It should. One of the first things mentioned leading up to the remaster was that you can actually move while shooting. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcome fix to the next one. A very subtle thing to change. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcome fix to planting your feet. Hey, speaking of Silent Hill 4, it feels like the music was kind of rushed in that one too. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcomed fix to the planting your feet. Yeah, it's fine. I just gotta word it right. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcomed fix to the planting your feet style RE gunplay. Next is the control scheme overhaul and general feel of the moving frame. Next is the Next is the control scheme overhaul and general feel of moving Frank around. I stuck with a controller for this playthrough since it's how I remember how to play it. Frank moves around just as fluidly as... Frank moves around just as fluidly as the original, with some new quirks. Dodge roll gets a dedicated button, and even has a quicker recovery at the end of the animation. OG Frank stumbles a little bit to get back to his feet, which could lead to getting hit by anything that's around him. To be fair, even I slightly stumble after rolling, so I give OG Frank a pass. And there's gonna be me doing a dodge roll. Fuck, I'm not looking forward to that. But I'm in better shape than I was, like, a while ago, so I should be fine. With the new skills Frank unlocks, the controls get displayed on screen when grabbed by zombies or standing over top of downed ones. I personally think this is a great addition because in the OG game, I would rarely do the special moves since I would forget the buttons and need to look them up every time. The other small additions are being able to see the durability for every item Frank is carrying. Gone Guru is still in the game! I wanted it to be that loud. It's so fucking loud. Holy shit, sorry for yelling. And PP stickers standing out way more around the mall. There's also a new mechanic thrown into the game from the start. You can fast forward time at a save station in case there's nothing to do and you want to move on. We'll come back to this more later. Oh, I didn't actually go back to that. I need to add that. I'll talk about it now. Some could see the... This is an ad-lib. This is the first ad-lib so far. Some could see the skipping of time to be a little bit... cheesy. Maybe cheating a little bit. But honestly, if you have nothing to do, you don't care about going out to get all the other survivors, I don't see a problem with this. Maybe if they saved it for a New Game Plus or like a special unlock, sure. But I don't hate it. Also, this is currently what I'm doing, and recording voiceover, and also streaming. Alright, that sounds good for that edition. I am going to do a couple skits. I might come up with like another skit or something for the negatives, but we'll see. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of the NPC's AI. That's fine. No. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of the AI for all the Survivor NPCs, as well as a couple bosses. I might not put that in. It's sometimes it's loud and other times it's not. Maybe I gotta get closer. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of all the Survivor NPC AI. I stumbled. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of all the Survivor NPC's AI. I would also like to throw in here, I didn't write it in the script, but the AI for the military in the second half of the game but the military's AI seems to be slightly improved as well, even though they can kind of gang up on you and get the upper hand, which can be a little shitty at times. Survivors are less likely to get stuck on geometry, even though they will still get stuck on zombies occasionally. Pathing is slightly fixed. Holding hands with survivors works as intended with less disconnects. And they even added some extra quirks for each survivor. Survivors now have an affinity for certain items, and behaviors will be... Survivors now have an affinity for certain items. We'll save that. That's fine. This is when you get to see all the outtakes. You should hear me when I get really pissed, because then I'm just like, fuck, fuck, fuck! And behaviors while being wrangled back to the safe room. Affinity for certain items. And behaviors while being wrangled back to the safe... No, I gotta do the whole thing again. Survivors now have an affinity for certain items and behaviors while being wrangled back to the safe room. Like certain ones will want orange juice or a bat, or they will be pissed and less likely to help you if you need it. One extra little tidbit is that the survivors will talk more about their... Survivors will talk more about their... One extra little tidbit is that the survivors will talk more about their surroundings, and if they spot something Frank could use, or if they see a PP sticker you missed. A nice, subtle change. One of the other touched up things is that every section of the mall has an overall theme and slightly new look. Paradise Plaza has an underwater beach style. Entrance Plaza feels like looking up at the night. Fuck. Entrance Plaza feels like looking up at the night sky with stars everywhere. Even the maintenance tunnels got a touch up to look like... What did I put here? Even the maintenance tunnels got a touch-up to make navigation easier. Wonderland, North, and Alfresca all looked pretty much the same, but still good. And one last fun thing. They made it possible to save Thomas. Thomas is a part of the family that shoots at you with snipers in one psychopath mission. If you save him for last during the attack, you can bring him back as a survivor. I didn't personally see it, but I'll put it on screen so you can see. If you save him for last during the attack, Thomas is a part of the family that shoots at you with snipers in one psychopath mission. If you save him for last during the attack, you can bring him back as a survivor. Miss. If you save him for last during the attack, you can bring him back as a survivor. I didn't personally see it, but I'll put it on screen so you can see. I'm gonna just redo that and do it how it's supposed to be. If you save him for last during the family sniper attack, you can bring him back as a survivor. I didn't personally see it, but I'll put it on the screen so you can see for yourself. So it is at this point where I have to turn my non-frown upside down to talk about some of the bad things that the remaster has done. Again, my opinion. Alright, so we're gonna do... let me do all my effects. I'm actually recording with Audacity, so I'll put this on screen so you can see what I'm doing. I keep it over here just so I can see everything on the script, okay? Not have to be like... So normally what I do for my audio, to make it sound a little bit crisper, I hit it with a compressor, so that makes it louder. And then I normalize it so it actually cools it off. So it's crisp, but it's also not ear-piercing. And it usually kind of keeps it around the same. Now this is the only part that's going to be like, Gone Guru is still in the game! I'm happy with that delivery. That's fine for me. Okay, that's good. Alright, now we can do the bad. I'm feeling good. I don't feel like I'm running out of breath or hurting. Or squirting. Okay, let's get this over here. I'm going to start this off by complaining about the decision to recast all of the characters for this remaster. Capcom left all of the music from them all, and cutscenes, some of the same sound effects, but for some reason decided to recast the voice cast. The voice cast. Cast the voice cast. The voice cast. Reason decided to recast the voice cast. That's fine. TJ's my homeboy and made Frank the man we know and love today. Jazz Patrick did his best to recapture the luster that is Frank West, but misses the mark slightly. I want to say the majority of the women's cast actually did a fantastic job, but the men's cast left a lot to be desired besides a couple standouts, like Otis, Paul, and surprisingly, Brock, for how little he is in the game. I did not like Brad's performance, but to be fair, it could be totally the direction to blame. The way they recorded the new voiceovers was just by watching the OG game and doing their takes. But a lack of direction can make or break a game's foundation, and I want to say that that is the reason performances were not as great. I'm not trying to knock these voice actors at all, but it loses the overall aura the OG had. Next! The next thing on my list of negatives are a couple of the design choices for new character models. I'm not a fan of what they changed on Frank. I'm not a fan of what they changed on Frank. It almost feels like they wanted him to look a bit more like the seasoned veteran and hairline he was in Off the Record. It kind of took me out of the game because I didn't see it as Frank, and the new voice portrayal didn't help. I wasn't a big fan of slight redesign of Cliff. Whoa, grammar. Whoa. I wasn't a big fan of the slight redesign of Cliff. Fuck. And they also just kind of made his hair a little bit more gray, so aging him forward almost about 20-ish years. Not a fan. That works. Sorry. Audacity burn. I wasn't a big fan of the slight redesign on Cliff either, but we'll delve more into him. In one of the next sections. Sean the Cult Leader's design was okay for the most part, but what is up with the jewelry, man? But we'll delve more into him in one of the next sections. Sean the Cult Leader's design was okay for the most part, but what is up with the jewelry, man? I get it that it's closer to the namesake of the cult, but Christ, it looks out of place. But even with these negatives, a lot of the remodels were just fine. I actually really enjoyed the remodel for Brock, especially. But this leaves a weird thought in my head. It almost feels like some of the characters might have been developed in different sections in Capcom. Some of them feel really complete and, well, done. Some feel really complete and well done, and others feel like it wasn't a finished idea, which you can tell from lighting in certain scenes. This is extremely nitpicky, I know. I know. So with new versions of a game will come a new engine, and Capcom really likes showing off the RE engine's capabilities. However, even with nice models, textures, gameplay systems, some of the small issues will stick out. Some of the small issues stuck out very well. Some of these small issues really stuck out. They seem to have a problem with their depth of field filter, and it was very noticeable in a majority of cutscenes and even walking around. During cutscenes, you can notice some characters' faces will be half blurry, like a hard line down the middle of their face. I turned off the DOF filter when trying Infinite mode and was flabbergasted at the clarity on screen after. Like a hard line down the middle of their face. I turned off the DOF filter when trying Infinite mode and was flabbergasted at the clarity on screen after. I should have done it sooner, honestly. The game crashed for me multiple occasions on the first day, but the reason was later revealed. Multiple occasions on the first day. But the reason was revealed that if you have texture settings above 4 GB, the game will crash randomly. There was also a little bit of pop-in every now and then, and I also noticed a decent amount of zombie issues as well. Certain times it seemed like there were plenty of zombies on screen, and other times it felt like not enough were on screen, especially in the maintenance tunnels. And zombies would sometimes spawn all inside of each other as you load into a level, so I guess that's kind of a behind-the-scenes thing I wasn't supposed to see. One of the last things I want to touch upon was the very unnecessary use of censorship in this remaster. I want to do that again. One of the last things I want to touch upon was the very unnecessary use of censorship in this remaster. I had a feeling Capcom would... Silent Hill 4, when you meet Cynthia for 2 minutes and then she dies. And they play very emotional music afterwards and make you feel bad, and it's like, I don't know her. Yeah, it sucks she's dead, but I don't know her. Let me fix this because I'm probably going to read it again. I feel like Ron Burgundy, where I'm just going to keep reading anything that's on the prompter. I had a feeling Capcom would think it would be the best to censor some things, so I was not surprised when they announced erotica as a photo category was getting taken. I had a feeling Capcom would think it would be best to censor some things, so I was not surprised when they announced erotica as a photo category was getting taken out. Category was getting taken out. Getting? That's whatever, it's fine. Everybody has their own slang. For instance, instead of Kent asking for your sexiest shot, he now asks for the funniest shot you have. However, this is half-assed in practice. This is half-assed in practice because every portion in the game that deals with sexy or erotic filming, quests, and even character moments are still in the game. Jo is still a perv towards her captives with all the camera angles in plain view. And even the survivor mission for Cheryl, who wants you to take sexy photos of her. So the world won't forget her, of course. It's still here, but the category gets put as no genre or drama. Back on censorship wagon is the horrible... Wait, no, I'm going to do that one more time because I don't want to mess up my boy Cliff. Back on the censorship wagon is the horrible changes they made to Cliff. In the OG, Cliff was the most realistic and scary depiction of someone with PTSD in a situation like this. He was a military veteran having flashbacks from Vietnam due to his child getting taken from him by the zombies. He was a military veteran having flashbacks from Vietnam due to his child getting Yeah, that's a bad delivery. He was a military veteran having flashbacks from Vietnam due to his child getting taken away from him by the zombies. Eaten. Leading to one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the game, making you feel bad for him and devastated at his story. What does the remaster do? Take out any relation to Vietnam and certain choice words he may have said in the original for a mole and a dirty animal. Roll the comparison. What does the remaster do? Take out any relation to Vietnam and certain choice words he may have said in the original for a mole and a dirty animal. Roll the comparison. Dumb. I know why Capcom changed it, but again, very dumb. They also changed up Larry, but to be honest, I kinda like his redesign. He's fucking yoked. No complaints here. This is the last one I'm going to talk about, but there is another change I noticed in the first hour of the game. It's way too easy to level up. I'll show on screen the levels I gained in just the opening moments of the game, just by rescuing the first couple of survivors. But you get massive PP boosts for everything. That by the end of the game, I was level 44. That did not happen in the OG game. Now look, I of course know some easy ways to get level up. Now look, I of course know some easy ways to level up in the game due to multiple playthroughs, but it almost felt like cheating in this version with how fast you level up. and kind of just the overall easiness I felt. Besides the military, they were the most annoying. They also really dumbed down the cultists to having almost no brains whatsoever. Some of the boss fights did kind of feel like they went on too long, but it's whatever. It's maybe actually good. Well, that may have sounded like a lot of complaining, because it was. Even with my multiple sections of bad, I still enjoyed the refined gameplay and most of the changes that the game compared. Even with my multiple sections of bad, I still enjoyed the refined gameplay and most of the changes that the game compared. Even with the multiple sections of bad, I still enjoyed the refined... No. Even with my multiple sections of bad, I still enjoyed the refined gameplay and most of the changes to the game compared to the OG. Would I still recommend... Now the real question. Would I recommend Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster? If you're looking to have a mechanically superior, modernized version of the game, especially if it's your first time trying it, wait till it's on sale. The game itself feels like it should have been more close to like $30. But if you want to experience the game at all, just go for the original because it's usually always on sale and dirt cheap at $10 on Steam currently. Capcom apparently sent out surveys directly after the release, asking fans what they would like to see worked on next. I know they're probably only going to take it with a grain of salt, to be honest. The other Dead Rising games were on the list for potential remasters, so we'll see if that happens. I still want Dino Crisis Remake or a remaster, damn it. But I've been on this hill, and I will die on this hill. I still want a Dino Crisis remake or remaster, damn it! Okay. That's all the voiceover. I think it sounds fine. Press it. Normalize it. Export it. That was like 7 minutes. Oh yeah, it's like 10 and a half minutes now for some reason. That's fine, and I added stuff. Okay. Let me load all of this into... Actually, my friend wanted this, so I gotta send it over to that. Oh god. I'm gonna turn this light down just a little bit. It's just a little bright. If people want to watch a game instead, just let me know, because I'll put a game on and continue something. I've just been kind of wanting to work on this, because I want to get this out during the first 2 weeks that the remaster's been out. Remaster released. I've had my chance to play through the entire story and overtime mode with all of the changes made to the original game. So let me start this off with a question. Why? Why remaster this game at all? My audio sounds a little strange. Some of the AI of the NPCs and bosses, which was sorely needed. One of the first things mentioned leading up to the remaster was that you can actually move while shooting. One of the first things mentioned leading up to the remaster was that you can actually move while shooting. Do not do, and they updated some of the AI. The NPCs and bosses, which was sorely needed. One of the first things mentioned leading up to the remaster was that you can actually move while shooting. In my Discord, we're talking about Supermassive Games with their Until Dawn quote-unquote remake. It's not a remake, it is a remaster. I don't think they're labeling it as a remake, but there's going to be people saying, oh, well, we remade it from the ground up. You might have retouched up your engine. The game is still the same. If all the animations are the same but touched up, it is a remaster. A remake is when you completely remake the game. That is a remake. Resident Evil 4 from last year, remake. Dead Rising remaster. And I still hear people saying, oh, the Dead Rising Deluxe remake. It's not a remake. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcomed fix to the planting your feet style RE gunplay. Was sorely needed. One of the first things mentioned leading up to the remaster was that you can actually move while shooting. A very subtle thing to change, but a very welcomed fix to the Next is the control scheme overhaul and general feel of moving Frank around. Planting your feet style RE gunplay. Next is the control scheme. Next is... I stuck with a controller for this playthrough since it's how I remember how to play it. The control scheme overhaul and general feel of moving Frank around. I stuck with a controller for this playthrough since it's how I remember how to play it. Yeah, my buddy is he's been doing Mortal Kombat videos on TikTok, and he's oh my god, that one almost has 1 million watches. Holy fuck, dude. Yeah, he's watching all the new animalities from Mortal Kombat 1, and one of his has close to 1 million views and like 75k likes, so he's doing something right on that. So I'm happy for him. But I'm glad he's doing something that's not else, but I remember how to play it. Frank moves around just as fluidly as the original, with some new quirks. Dodge roll gets a dedicated button, and even has a quicker recovery at the end of the animation. Frank moves remember how to play it. Frank moves around just as fluidly as play it. Frank moves around just as fluidly as the original, with some new quirks. Dodge roll gets a dedicated button, and even has a quicker recovery at the end of the animation. OG Frank stumbles a little bit to get back to his feet, which could lead to getting hit by anything that's around him. OG Frank stumbles a little bit to get back to his feet, which could lead to getting hit by anything that's around him. To be fair, even I slightly stumble after rolling, so I give OG Frank a pass. To be fair, even I slightly... With the new skills Frank unlocks, the controls get displayed on screen when grabbed by zombies or standing over top of downed ones. By anything that's around him. To be fair, even I slightly stumble rolling, so I give OG Frank a pass. With the new skills Frank unlocks, I personally think this is a great addition because in the OG game, I would rarely do the special moves since I would forget the buttons and need to look them up every time. The controls get displayed on screen when grabbed by zombies or standing over top of downed ones. I personally think this is a great addition because in the OG The other small additions are being able to see the durability for every item Frank is carrying. I would rarely do the special moves since I would forget the buttons and need to look them up every time. The other small additions are being able to see the durability for every item Frank is carrying. Gone Guru is still in the game! think I was most afraid if they were going to take Gone Guru out. Thankfully, they didn't. Gone Guru is still in the game. 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 And PP stickers standing out way more around the mall. In the game. And PP stickers standing out way more around the mall. That's a good... There's also a new mechanic thrown into the game from the start. You can fast forward time at a save station in case there's nothing to do and you want to move on. We'll come back to this more later. You want to move on. Gone Guru is still in the game. And PP stickers standing out way more. And PP stickers standing out way more around the mall. Gone Guru is still in the game! And PP stickers standing out way more around the mall. There's also a new mechanic thrown into the game. We'll come back to this more later. Some could see the skipping of time to be a little bit cheesy, maybe cheating a little bit from the start. But honestly, if but some could see the skipping cheating a little bit. But honestly, if maybe cheating a little bit. But honestly, if you have nothing to do, you don't care about going out to get all the other survivors, I don't see a problem with this. Maybe if they saved it for a New Game Plus or like a special unlock, sure. But I don't hate it. You have nothing to do, you don't... But honestly, if you have nothing to do, you don't care about going out to get all the other survivors, I don't see a problem with this. Maybe if they saved it for a New Game Plus or like a special unlock, sure. But I don't hate it. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of all the Survivor NPCs' AI. I would also like to throw in here, I didn't write it in the script, but the military's AI seems to be slightly improved as well, even though they can kind of gang up on you and get the upper hand, which can be a little shitty at times. Survivors are less likely to get stuck on geometry, even though they will still get stuck on zombies occasionally. And the biggest change to the game is the fix of all the Survivor NPCs' AI. I would also like to throw in here, I didn't write it in the script, but the military's AI seems to be slightly improved as well, even though they can kind of gang up on you and get the upper hand, which can be a little shitty at times. Survivors are less likely to get stuck on geometry, even though they will still... Pathing is slightly fixed. Holding hands with survivors works as intended, with less disconnects. And they even added some extra quirks for each survivor. Survivors now have an affinity for certain items and behaviors while being wrangled back to the safe room. Get stuck on zombies. Even added some extra quirks for each survivor. Survivors now have an affinity for certain items and behaviors while being wrangled back to the safe room. Like certain ones will want orange juice or a bat, or they will be pissed and less likely to help you if you need it. Like certain ones will want orange juice if you need. One extra little tidbit is that the survivors will talk more about their surroundings, and if they spot something Frank could use, or if they see a PP sticker you missed. A nice, subtle change. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish up. Oh god, I've actually been streaming for 2 hours. I didn't realize that. I'm gonna finish up doing the good portions audio. Stop. And then maybe tomorrow. Well, I'm not sure where I'm gonna be tomorrow. I might be going to the Bloomsburg Fair. So maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Depends on what time I get back, because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking and eating tomorrow, so I'll probably be fucking tired. Yeah, let me just finish this. One of the other touched up things is that every section of the mall has an overall theme and slightly new look. Paradise Plaza has an underwater beach style. Entrance Plaza feels like looking up at the night sky with stars everywhere. Has an underwater beach style. Entrance Plaza feels like looking up at the night sky with stars everywhere. Even the maintenance tunnels got a touch up to make navigation easier. Wonderland and Even the maintenance tunnels got everywhere. Even the maintenance tunnels got a touch up to make navigation easier. Wonderland, North, and Alfresca all look pretty much the same, but still good. Up to make navigation easier. Wonderland, North, and Alfresca all look pretty much the same, but still good. And one last fun thing. They made it possible to save Thomas. And one last fun... Still good. And one last fun thing. Good. If you save him for last during the family sniper attack, you can bring him back as a survivor. I didn't personally see it, but I'll put it on the screen so you can see for yourself. I also need to prove that this is real, because I saw someone post about it. I don't know how real it is.
Looks like 72 yards. I can blow his...
Yeah, look at that outfit.
Sorry, I get that you're angry. Don't do this, Jack!
Oh, maybe you have to get him low enough.
Stop interfering with my hunt!
Yeah, dude, he like gets a fucking speed boost. That's new music, too.
I just thought Daddy and Jack liked to hunt for sport. When all this happened, they became so excited. They said they'd been waiting for a day like this.
That's fucking scary.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Guess I deserve this. We shot at you first, after all.
I I could take you somewhere safe if you want.
I'm staying here with my brother and Daddy. I can't just leave them behind like this.
I see. Hang in there, kid.
It's okay, Daddy. Jack, I'm right here with you.
Huh.
It's okay.
Frank, Ronald's starting to panic about the lack of food around here.
For a tough guy, out of here.
It's okay, Daddy.
Alright, so you can't save him. Alright, so I gotta reword that. Alright, so you can't save him. Fuck. Last fun thing. They made it possible to save. I didn't personally see it, but I'll put it on the screen so you can see for yourself. Him for last during the family sniper attack. You can bring him back. Okay, no. So still good. Well, that sucks. I thought it was different. I think it's more dark that way, honestly. He's probably gone the next time you go in there. One last little fun fact. When you get to the family of snipers, there's a chance that you can actually not kill Thomas. No, that doesn't sound right. One last little fun addition that they added. When Frank gets sniped at by during the family sniper fight, if you save Thomas for last, he won't fight anymore. No. One last little tidbit that was added into the game. One last little interesting tidbit that was added in for one of the psychopaths. During the fight with the family that snipes at you in the entrance plaza, if you save Thomas for last, he won't attack you anymore, and you don't have to kill him. But if you try to bring him back to the safe room, he denies and says he wants to stay with his family. It's actually some pretty chilling audio to hear, so I'll play the scene for you so you can hear it. The delivery is actually really well done, and I'll play it so you can hear what Thomas says in that exchange. Let me see how this sounds. One last little interesting tidbit that was added in for one of the psychopaths. During the fight with the family that snipes at you in the entrance plaza, if you save Thomas for last, he won't attack you anymore, and you don't have to kill him. But if you try to bring him back to the safe room, he denies and says he wants to stay with his family. The delivery is actually really well done, and I'll play it so you can hear what Thomas says in that exchange. That works. Also, I watched the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix. It's kind of exactly what I thought it was going to be, just because Netflix just always does kind of like documentaries lately. It was still okay. I enjoyed it. But again, it just feels like he's probably one of the more polarizing people to be getting like the allegations and everything, so I guess if people really don't follow wrestling, it's a good documentary to understand like what it is and the business and what he went through and what his family had gone through for the love of the business and money. It's still fucked up if all those allegations are true. Like, I already lost a lot of respect for the man with some of the shit that he did throughout the years, but that's like the final nail in the coffin. Like, I'm good. Even if it's just allegations. It's kind of, Frank West! One last little interesting tidbit that was added in for one of the psychopaths. This part of the soundtrack always sounds so fucking creepy, and then when the actual beat kicks in, it's one of the best ones. During the fight with the family that snipes at you in the entrance plaza, if you save Thomas for last, he won't attack you anymore. I wonder how the remaster runs on my Switch. Not Switch. Fucking Switch. Not Switch. Steam Deck. I got a bunch of stuff loaded on there for my field trip. Field trip? Fucking vacation. What am I talking about? I got like a mini vacation next weekend. Not coming up next weekend. Going to Ohio for a wedding. Her me no you anymore. Oh, good. One last little interesting tidbit that was added in for one of the psychopaths. During the fight with the family that snipes at you in the entrance plaza, if you save Thomas for last, he won't attack you anymore. He won't attack you anymore. And you don't have to kill him. But if you try to bring him back to the safe room, he denies and says he wants to stay with his family. The delivery is actually really well done, and I'll play it so you can hear what Thomas says in that exchange. If you try to bring him back to the safe room, he denies and says he wants to stay with his family. The delivery is actually really well done, and I'll play it so you can hear what Thomas says in that exchange. Well, I guess I have to record it now. Actually, you know what? I think I'm actually just going to end the stream for now. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to just do some little tidying up on this. I'm not going to work much more on this. I'm probably just going to relax. But, yeah. I might be on tomorrow night late. We'll see how long I'm at this fair in Bloomsburg. I want to get some carnival food, fair food. But, okay, bye-bye. Like I was telling Ghostless earlier, I will be uploading all my reviews to this channel too, so if you're on YouTube, on my YouTube